Travel back to boyhood in Burgundy. Harvest the grapes of the real Chablis and dine like a true gourmand as Pierre returns to his roots in rural France, this time on Pierre Franey's Cooking in France.
Pierre Franey's Cooking in France is made possible by the Grand Marnier Foundation, proud to support public television, and by Carillon Importers Limited, importing beverages in the spirit of quality.
The French call Burgundy La France Profonde, deep France, rural and traditional, a place where one rule is uppermost: never sacrifice pleasure for speed. It's a country of farms and lakes, slow canals and virgin forests, magnificent Romanesque churches, and medieval towns. But perhaps this part of Burgundy is best known for the limestone-rich, vine-covered hills around the small village of Chablis. Amazingly, the great wine-growing region of Chablis is found only an hour away from Paris. And just a few miles from the vineyards is another small landmark, the village of Saint-Vin-Mer, Pierre's birthplace. When Pierre and his grandson Nicolas drove into Saint-Vin-Mer, the weather was wet and menacing. Pierre remembered these streets from his childhood 60 years ago, busy with farm traffic, horses pulling loaded wagons, and farmers dragging along their cows. But for Nicolas, the deserted village seemed like one big playground.
That's what I used to do when I was a kid here, you know? Can you jump? I used to jump from here. Be careful now.
I know how.
You know, huh? Okay. Voilà, viens.
I know
Merci.
how to handle myself.
Come on, give me your hand. Hey, Nicolas, come here. Now, you see? This is the mairie. My father was the mayor of the city. He was the mayor for many, many years. As a matter of fact, he's the first one. There's a clock on top there. He's the one who put it in. That was in 1931 or 32. Okay? And you see? This is, I tell you the time.
Just down the street is the home where Pierre grew up.
This used to be a cousin here. Bonjour, she's not there anymore.
Where
though.
were you born?
I'll show you at my house where I was born. Yeah. And you know, right in that corner over there, getting there was a puits, a well. And we used to get the water. There was a bucket right in there. See, there's still the mark here. The puits was right here. And I used to have a bucket. We roll it down and crank it back, you know.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was right here.
Right here.
Yeah. Okay, this is the house where I was born. I don't know who lives here. That time, that door here, there was a door here, you could see. There was the entrance of the kitchen, right in here. Right in here. And then there was salle à manger here, dining room. And then over there, in the middle of that alley over there, we had a garden. See over there?
Yeah.
I could show you the garden because I work a lot over in that garden. See, it's a beautiful garden, and then there was a yard. Those doors, they were made by my father. He was a forgeron, a blacksmith. My great-grandfather was a blacksmith. You want to see inside? See, look at that. I used to have my grandmother to do gardening in here. See, still got tomatoes in the back. See? Okay? Very good. All right. Can I let you go? Can I let you go? Okay. And I used to go fishing in here. There was a lot of fish.
You threw them in this canal?
Yeah, this is the canal, the Burgundy Canal. Yes. And we used to go fish, sit on the side here, and it's very deep in the center.
Skaters.
Pierre's grandmother used to be the local lockkeeper on the canal. The latest lockkeeper had time to let Nicolas take a turn. Nowadays, only an occasional pleasure boat passes, whereas during Pierre's youth, barges went by regularly to and from Paris. 6 miles from the canal is the medieval town of Tona. vibrant and active compared to Saint-Vin-Mer. Growing up, Pierre often walked here to fetch everything that Saint-Vin-Mer's single grocery could not provide. To the young farm boy, these streets were the big metropolis. Tonnerre itself is worth a visit for its medieval timbered homes. Overlooking the town is l'Abbaye Saint-Michel, a luxurious hotel rebuilt from the ruins of a 10th century Benedictine abbey. Just as the abbay's medieval walls mingle with the modern steel and glass, Chef Christophe Cusack combines the new and the old. Pierre joined Christophe in the kitchen, where tomatoes were being blanched, the smaller ones scooped out to hold a mixture of shellfish, and the bigger ones being turned into a fresh tomato sauce, what the French call a coulis.
Voilà.
Maintenant, on cuire les moules. On
Now,
vin blanc.
he's going to cook the mussels. He's got dry Chablis wine, a good Chablis wine. He's going to put about 1 tablespoon,
On
2
met encore une.
tablespoons.
Voilà.
Voilà.
Deux doses.
And then
Maintenant, on va mettre l'oignon.
the onions. The onions, about 1 tablespoon of onions here.
On
Chopped
fait
onion.
cuire
You bring it to a boil,
voilà, une demi-minute
cook it a little bit
pour retirer l'acidité du vin blanc
to remove the acidity of the
et
wine
cuire un peu l'oignon.
and cook the onions.
Voilà. Et
Maintenant,
maintenant, on met les moules à
you've
cuire.
got about 24 mussels.
Voilà, qui ont été lavés avant.
They've been washed, but they're very small though, so
Évidemment.
if you're using larger mussels, you have to put less.
Un peu de
Those are
poivre.
very tiny. A little bit of freshly grated pepper,
Et on couvre.
and then you cover it.
Maintenant,
And then
les coques.
the cock, the little clamps, with nothing at all. Nothing at all in here. Just cover tightly, and this is going to cook very, very quickly. What about the mussels now?
Voilà.
So that's cooked. See this, they
Ça
open.
devrait être bon.
Voilà, they open. And that's it. See, it's very
Dès qu'elles
quick.
sont ouvertes, c'est bon.
Took about less than a minute. The mussels are ready, you see. They're nice
Elles
and
sont
plump.
ouvertes.
Again, do not overcook. This is a must. When they soon they open, so you have to put them flat at the bottom of that pan. Don't stack them on top of each other. Otherwise it takes
Ça,
longer to
les
do.
coques.
You see they start to open.
Ne pas trop les cuire. C'est valable pour tous les
You
coquillages.
cannot overcook them. This is very, very important in saying,
Juste ouvert.
because they dry up. It's a must. They have to be open. This is why
Voilà.
you got to use a pot large enough to put all the in one layer. Voilà.
On va décortiquer les coquillages.
Now he's going to remove the meat from the shell. He has enough seafood here for 2 portions of tomatoes.
Bien. Maintenant, le saumon.
The
Avec
salmon,
la peau.
he's got about 3 ounces of salmon, which is boneless and skinless. He removed the flesh, and he's going to dice it in small cubes. This is fresh salmon.
Voilà.
Voilà. Very, very fresh. This one, asking where the salmon come from. This one from the coast. It's a wild salmon. That salmon comes from Scotland.
La saison du sauvage est terminée maintenant.
Yes. Now he's gonna make the sauce, the vinegar sauce. He's gonna show us how to do it. He's putting some Xeris vinegar. This is very good vinegar. It's very, very good.
Domec de sel.
A little bit of salt,
Wow.
freshly ground pepper, this white pepper he's using.
Voilà. Et l'huile.
Oil, this is pure virgin olive oil. So 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons,
Non.
and 3 teaspoons. The ratio is about 3 to 1. 3, voilà. Now he's going to put together, he's adding all the seafood, the shellfish, and then the salmon,
Voilà. basilic.
He's got some chopped fresh basil right here. Put a little bit of it, maybe, you know, 1 tablespoon shredded to give a nice flavor.
En même temps, quelques gouttes de condiment.
He's adding some lean parent sauce, Worcestershire sauce. Yeah. Few drops,
Voilà, 2 fois.
about 4 drops. Little Tabasco, oh la la, you're getting American here. Hey la la.
Une goutte.
Tabasco from Louisiana. the only place where they make it anyway.
2-3 gouttes.
But it's amazing I find Tabasco all over France.
C'est le saumon pour
C'est tout?
bien assaisonner le saumon.
So you bind it very well together, you mix it
On
well.
mélange et on remplit immédiatement les tomates.
Then he's got the three tomatoes with the, you know, they've been,
Là.
the inside's been removed. And he's gonna fill it up. He's got 2 tomatoes already filled,
Bon. C'est très simple.
all the way to the top.
On met. Voilà.
Now he's gonna finish the plate for you. He has a way to, when you put the
On mélange bien
poulet, you
l'huile.
bind it very well with a wire whisk, and you put some in the center. It's about 4 tablespoons. He has salmon roe. That's made in America. They come from the West Coast.
On met les tomates.
You put the tomatoes in the center.
As Christophe finished off the stuffed tomatoes, Pierre was full of admiration. Then had lunch with another great cook he admired, Pierre's daughter Claudia. The multi-course meal was as eclectic as the rebuilt abbaye itself. Foie gras with a rhubarb sauce, salmon and monkfish in a dill broth, then duck breast with white radishes, a croustillon of lamb, and one more course, snails and crayfish in a vibrant fresh herb sauce. Not every 6-year-old likes a mouthful of snails. For dessert, there was a chocolate and hazelnut twill and an apple fritter with a licorice sauce. The rolling vineyards of Chablis are only 15 minutes from the restaurant. It was overcast and the fields were wet on the first day of the annual harvest. Here in northern Burgundy, not so far from Paris, the vineyards suffer lower temperatures and poorer overall weather than the wine regions to the south. Pierre met up with one of the big names of Chablis wine, Christian Moreau.
When people think about Chablis, they must think about Chablis, France. There is no confusion.
Not
It can
Chablis
be-
and Kalamazoo, Michigan.
No, it's not a jug wine. You know, the Chablis from France, that's the ones being made in a small village
It's
of
Chablis.
Chablis.
There's only one Chablis in France, right?
There's only one, and only white grapes, of course.
Yeah, of course. Well, it's very interesting, you know.
Pierre left Christian to his work and found refuge in the village of Chablis. Chablis' best restaurant is the Hostellerie des Clos, where the chef, Michel Vigneault, offered Pierre his kitchen.
Well, here I am in Chablis. I've been here many, many times, but I never cooked really in Chablis. The last time I cooked it was in 1934 for about 2 months. So I'm back in Chablis. All right, I need about 1 tablespoon of water here. I got a pan, it's a no-stick skillet. I got the slice of ham, like I say, it's about 1/4 inch thick. It's about 4 ounces, 5 ounces. This is for 2 people. And instead, you could use boiled ham, but you know, you buy a good one. This is a good ham. This one was cooked with a bone. It was cooked by Monsieur Vigneault here. He cured it himself. So the curing of the ham is very important. If you could buy a country ham, that's the best, you know, but that could be boiled. Then you cook it very briefly on each side. I don't want to overcook it because it's going to dry up. Okay? Then I'm going to add a little bit of shallots here. About 2 tablespoons of shallots here. I leave it on the side here. Then the ham has been cooked. Now the ham has been just enough. I'm going to remove it here. It has to be nice and moist like this. Just warm it up. Okay? Then I got the shallots in here, see? They have to be wilted. To this, I'm going to add about a half a cup of dry Chablis wine. For Chablis, of course, I'm going to put half a cup here. This is for 2 portions, right? About half a cup. Then I'm adding about a quarter cup of tomatoes with the skin on and the seeds, which I'm going to add here too, right in here. We're going to cook this very briefly. The wine has to reduce by more than half. But you know, it's very good too. I should say that in Chablis because I'm going to be in big trouble. But port wine is very good too. It gives a little sweetness to the hand. So, this, I'm going to add, I don't know how much cream. This is it's a third of a cup of cream in it. Okay. The cream is very good in France, but it's very good in the States too. So, you don't have to use too much heavy cream. Just enough to bind it. It is got, this has to reduce too. Basically it's done. Here. I'm going to strain it. And here, I got the sauce. And I'm going to push through all the goodies of this. You want the pulp of the tomatoes to come through. It's a very fine mesh sieve. See, it's coming through. You have to press it. You could leave the seed if you want. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, you know. You have to extract all the flesh of the tomato. And basically that's it. It's done. What I'm going to do now, I got some fresh spinach here. Spinach leaf, which the stems have been removed, they're fresh. I'm going to add a little more butter here, not much. About 1 tablespoon of butter. I don't want the butter to cook too fast. And then I'm going to I got a little cube of tomatoes here, which has been seeded, but I leave the skin on. Okay? Like this. I add 1 clove of garlic, the whole clove of garlic. Okay, like this. You don't want to brown the garlic. So just to give a little touch of flavor. And I got about 2 cups of spinach here, leaves. This is going to be cooked very, very fast. I want the spinach to be wilted. They cook very quickly, the spinach. I got a very hot pan, and I'm going to stir it because the bottom is already wilted. I'm going to place some leaf of spinach all around it. There's enough spinach for 2 here. Some of the tomato around. If you want to eat the garlic, you could do it. But I don't use it. Okay. And then I put 1 portion here. I'm going to top that with the sauce, a little bit over like this, and all around it. And that's it.
Pierre's recipe was a modern update of the traditional jambon blanc, which takes an entire day to cook. But Pierre didn't have that kind of time. Food-loving Christian Moreau was joining him for lunch at the Hostellerie. The oysters were prepared in a Chablis butter sauce, followed by a classic presentation of sweetbreads, and for dessert, the Hostellerie's chef Michel Vigneault prepared a simple but memorable combination: fresh figs in an orange confit. Pierre wanted the recipe and convinced Vigneault to show him how it was made, beginning with the sugar syrup.
2 cups of sugar,
Voilà.
1 cup of water. Water.
Nous allons mettre
Correct. C'est de la grenadine?
de la grenadine, un sirop de grenadine pour donner un peu de couleur.
Yes, so it's 2 tablespoons of grenadine here.
Sans excès.
Now he's going to show us how to prepare the orange. So, vous coupez de chaque côté, you cut each end,
Voilà, donc il faut
and then with a very sharp knife, you remove the skin, go around. The knife has to be very, very sharp and flexible, kind of not too stiff. Go the way around, very carefully. And you have to remove most of the white skin.
des oranges qui soient rondes et pas carrées.
Well, he's saying that you got to have very nice orange with the juicy, and he said they have to be round. He was kidding. He's cutting them about, really about a quarter of an inch thick, maybe a little less, but they have to be nice and flat, and they have to stay together. That's very important. Voila. And he's going to show us now, it's very important.
Donc là maintenant nous allons faire les zestes pour faire confire les zestes.
He's going to make the zest, you have to remove most of the white on the skin. Vous en avez assez là?
Voilà, c'est une décoration qui bon ça apporte aussi un certain goût à la salade.
And then you slice it in very thin strips.
Voilà. Bien fin, très régulier.
You know, they have a gadget for that too. Could be done with a stripper. The syrup is ready, and what he's going to do is going to bring that here. So you got to make a ribbon, continuous ribbon. That's the way you could do it. See, it looks like a string when it comes out. This is very important. That's the way it's ready. If you don't have any thermometer to do it. See. Let's see, combien vous mettez
Donc
dedans?
nous allons mettre une tasse, une coupe comme ça.
You're putting 1 cup of syrup on the orange here, right here, the strip of orange, and 1 cup on the figs. And the syrup that he has left, he has to put that over the orange. Let it stand for about 12 hours. You cool it off and you put it in a cold place for 12 hours.
Mettre le grand marnier avec les figues.
Il y a de l'eau
Voilà,
aussi.
il y a l'eau. Donc
He's going to add
une coupe d'eau.
1 cup of water on each one.
Each one.
On each one.
Voilà.
And vous allez le faire cuire.
Maintenant nous allons rajouter
He's adding a little bit of grenadine right in here. Now he's going to add 4 tablespoons of Grand Marnier. That's 2, 3, and 1 more, 4. Now he's putting that on top of the stove. He's going to bring it to a boil and cook it for about 10 to 15 minutes.
je vais égoutter les zestes, pardon.
Now the zest of orange have been cooking for 15 minutes and they're ready to be served. So he's gonna, qu'est-ce qu'il va faire?
Donc je vais les égoutter. Hein.
He's draining the orange strips, which have been candied for about 15 minutes. Slow cooking. See, they look nice and candy. Then he's going to spread that right over. This is the zest of almost 1 orange. This is for 4 people.
Nous allons aussi égoutter.
Same thing with the fig. Or can you expliquer?
Donc voilà, donc on retire délicatement les figues confites.
This 4 fig had been cooked, confit, and the syrup. That's ready. Now he's going to cool that off. He made some ahead of time, and he's going to use that to put the plate together.
Les zestes, les rondelles d'orange que nous allons
So
disposé
Just
joli.
putting.
Joli.
Okay, à peu combien de slices d'orange vous avez?
Alors nous allons mettre 6 belles tranches
He's
d'orange.
gonna be put 6 slices of orange, which already been cooled. Put them around it. They all make a circle. All right.
Voilà.
He's gonna add one more slice.
As Chef Vigneault arranged the last slice of orange, Pierre remembered all over again how he had fallen in love with cooking and food. No matter how far away Pierre's life would later take him, growing up in Saint-Vin-Mer, Burgundy, had left its mark.
Whoa. Ah, you did it.
Try again.
Okay. That's enough.
The recipes from today's show and from the entire series are contained in the companion cookbook Pierre Franey's Cooking in France. To order, call the toll-free number on your screen. The 336-page volume, complete with color photos, contains over 150 easy-to-follow recipes. The price is $30 plus shipping and handling. Please have your credit card ready when you call 1-800-358-3000. Pierre Franey's Cooking in France was made possible by the Grand Marnier Foundation, proud to support public television, and by Carillon Importers Limited, importing beverages in the spirit of quality.